Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe, and you are all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause just means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been charged. As you stand here before me today, you are presumed not guilty, and that status will stay with you through each stage of these proceedings until changed by you when you plea out, or by the state attorney's office if they prove your guilt. In all likelihood, you were arrested on a bond. You were arrested on a warrant or a new charge and given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. I will also determine today whether you'd like to hire a private attorney, whether you'll be representing yourself, or whether you would like the assistance of a public defender's office. Finally, you have the right to remain silent. I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney present in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case today can be held against you in your case. So please don't talk about the facts of your case today. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear that the testimony you give to the court this morning will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, go and put your hands down. As I call your names, please come forward to the podium. The first case I'm going to call is Melanie Weeks. Good morning, Ms. Weeks. You were here yesterday, and there was a count 3 on your probable cause affidavit that was not addressed. So we wanted to address that with you this morning. Count 3 was the possession of paraphernalia concerning a glass pipe, and I did not address that yesterday. The bond on that is currently $2,000, and we did address your prior record yesterday, and I don't believe she really had one, right? Okay, she didn't really have a prior record. What I'm going to do at this time, yesterday I did count 1 at $2,000 and count 2 was ROR. I'm going to go ahead and ROR on count 3 as well, okay? Nothing's changed for you, except that instead of a $2,000 on count 3, it's ROR. You still have court on August 14th, and you still have the public defender's office, okay? If you're unable to bond out, someone will be out there to see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Jennifer Deliri. Hi, Jennifer. What's your date of birth?
12/16/1991.
Okay, you are here this morning. The first case that I have is for a DUI, a trespass on school grounds, and leaving the scene of an accident. The bonds on those are $1,000 on the DUI, $5,000 for the trespass, and $1,000 for leaving the scene of an accident with damage. The total is $7,000.
Your Honor.
Hold on a second. Wait. Don't say anything yet. For the driving under the influence, I did not find probable cause for that. And I'm going to give you an ROR on the DUI. For the trespass on school grounds, I did find probable cause for that. And for the leaving the scene of an accident, I did find probable cause for that. Based on those charges, do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Excuse me.
You got to speak into the microphone. I can't hear you.
Public defender.
Okay, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. State does she have a prior record?
Yes, Your Honor. We have operation of expired DL 2011, possession of marijuana 2011, possession of cocaine 2011, possession of clonazepam 2011, DUI 2011, marijuana possession 2011, drug paraphernalia 2011, and a fleeing to elude in 2011 as well. And Willis in another state in 2015. That's all I can find right now.
Okay. All right, Ms. Deliri, how long have you lived in Brooksville?
I'm at my current home that I own 3 months.
3 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you live before that?
I lived in Gainesville.
Okay. You have any family in the area?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a job?
I just recently lost it due to everything that was going on. I have been in contact with the detective. I've been having a problem with a stalker, And I've been seeing the detective and talking to him about 3 times a day, keeping him updated on craziness that's been happening. His name is Stephen George.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm here for, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to do no PC and an ROR on count 1, the DUI. For count 2, trespass on school grounds, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. For leaving the scene of an accident with damage, I'm going to ROR on that. And we're going to see you back to court on these cases on August 16th at 9 a.m. I've appointed the public defender on those. The next case I have for you is a burglary of a dwelling. The current bond on that is $15,000. I did find probable cause for that. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And I'm going to set the bond, excuse me, at $5,000 on that. And we're going to see you back to court on August 14th at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Toner. Okay? Katrina Leary. Hi, Miss Larry. What's your date of birth?
03/08/1988.
All right. Thank you. You are here this morning because you have 2 separate Department of Revenue cases for child support. The first one is case number 1914, and it shows a outstanding arrearage of $570. The second one is a 2011 case. It shows an outstanding arrearage of $170. That's what you owe for the purge. That's just the purge amount on those cases. So the total on that is $740. Can you pay that $740 in order to get out of jail?
No, ma'am.
Okay. When was the last time you had a job?
I haven't worked since my injury, which was April of 16.
Okay. What kind of injury was that?
I got stabbed in the chest.
Okay. And what have you been doing since then?
I've been looking for a job, but I haven't found one, and I'm basically homeless right now. I've just been floating around.
What kind of work are you looking for?
Quite honest. I'm sorry, say it again, ma'am?
What kind of work are you looking for?
Anything that I could get. I mean, I was up in Tampa because I just left the domestic violence shelter. I was currently with my boyfriend, but I ended up going to the shelter in Tampa, and my time was up there. So I've just been applying for fast food restaurants or any side jobs, but nothing's really been coming through for me. I mean, I'm just floating around, not depending on my food stamps just to eat.
All right. All right, I'm going to find that you do have that you're able-bodied, you're willing to work, you're able to work, and you do have the ability to earn an income. You just haven't found a way to do that yet. If I were to issue a purge for you today in order to get out of jail, what amount of money could you come up with?
I mean, I probably could call around and ask people, but like I say, I'm not sure because I don't even have the money to pay the whole purge to get out. I don't have no money whatsoever.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a purge on this case, or you're going to do 10 days jail. So you have the ability to work. You have the ability to earn an income. I mean, you said you weren't working because of an injury, but you're applying for jobs and you're able to work. You're able-bodied. You're able to make money, and you just haven't gotten your stuff together in order to do that. And apparently you have at least 2 children here that you need to support, so you need to find a way. So I'm going to issue a purge in this case. I'm just wondering if you can give me an idea of how much money you can come up with.
Probably like $200 maybe.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to issue the purge at $200. If you don't come up with $200, you're going to stay in jail for 10 days, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
What we'll do is $100 on each case. All right, thank you. Joanne Cesar. Hi, Ms. Cesar, what's your date of birth?
5/15/70.
All right, you're here today for possession of drug paraphernalia. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office? Okay. I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State the ship prior record.
Yes, we got a possession of controlled substance without a prescription in 2017, a drug paraphernalia 2017, fleeing to elude 2016. $1995, possession of marijuana. I'm not sure what state that is. It looks like New York. That's all I can find right now.
Okay. All right. Ms. Cesar, you got a job these days?
No, ma'am.
How long have you lived in Brooksville? You got to speak into the microphone.
I've been in Brooksville since October.
Okay, where'd you live before that?
In Weekie, Washington.
All right.
And I came from New York.
All right, I got you. All right, I'm going to keep your bond right now at $1,000. We're going to see you back to court on August 16th at 9 a.m. Robert Bates. And Mr. Bates, what's your date of birth?
8/1/91.
All right. You were picked up because you had an outstanding warrant out of Alabama for a failure to appear, it looks like, for a possession of controlled substance. And they want you, they have a hold on you, and they want no bond issued on your case. So we're going to hold you for Alabama, no bond on that. And they'll come pick you up when you're finished your cases here in Hernando County. Because when you were arrested, you picked up these new charges. Possession of methadone, the bond on that is currently $2,000. Possession of hydromorphone, the bond on that is $2,000. Possession of alprazolam, the bond on that is $2,000. Intro of contraband into the correctional facility, the bond on that is currently $4,000. And carrying a concealed weapon, the bond on that is currently $1,000. I did find probable cause for each and every one of those. Do you want to represent yourself? Are you going to hire somebody? Or do you want the assistance of the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I will provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State.
Well, obviously, there's a outstanding charge in Alabama. We have a drop battery in 2015, drop kidnapping as well. Those are both in Brooks and Hernando County. And that's all I can find right now, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bates, where do you live?
I live in Brooksville.
All right, how long have you lived there?
A couple months.
Where'd you live before that?
With Iwaki.
All right. All right, you have a job?
No.
All right, I'm going to keep all the bonds exactly the same. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and we're going to see you back to court on August 14th at 8:30 a.m. So your bonds are about $11,000 altogether.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I added that wrong. It's about $15,000 because there's 2 counts of entry to contraband into the facility. Okay, so it's $15,000 altogether. We'll see you back August 14th, okay?
Honor, we have a waiver of extradition.
Chance Bowden?
Your Honor?
Yes.
We have a waiver of extradition for the...
Oh, okay. Well, he's not going to go anywhere until he clears up Hernando, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So you're gonna waive an extradition hearing and allow Alabama some time to come pick you up?
Well, I have no choice, right?
I mean, you can have a hearing and we can hold you in custody for 60 days while we
Yeah,
set
I'm
that
gonna do
hearing,
that.
or we can waive that.
I'm gonna do a hearing.
You want to have a hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. You understand that all Alabama has to show is that they have a valid warrant for your arrest, and you're going to wait in 60 days in jail here for them to show that. Or we can put them on the clock right now and give them 50 days give them 15 days to prove it. You want to put them on the clock right now?
I'll just wait. Sign, I guess.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Did he waive it? Did he waive it?
I just signed it.
Okay.
Excuse me. Chance Bowden. Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Bowden, it looks like you have an outstanding warrant from 2016 for a possession of marijuana, less than 20 grams. It looks like it was a violation of probation, and that you failed to report in September and thereon, and you failed to pay fines and court costs in the amount of $549. You failed to report anytime since September, and you failed to report for your random drug screens in August. You failed to complete the substance abuse evaluation and any treatment that was recommended as well. The recommendation from the probation office is 45 days jail. Do you want to go ahead and take care of this case today for 45 days jail? I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you have in.
What about probation?
What do you mean, what about probation?
Because I moved to Michigan.
Right.
I was doing mail-in, and I never got to the mail-in part of it.
Okay, well, I mean, that's obvious. You didn't do what you needed to do on probation. They don't want you back. You're not a good probationer. The recommendation of probation is 45 days. I'm willing to do that this morning if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to do that, we're going to hold you no bond until a hearing date. Okay.
Well, the probation officer that I talked to yesterday, because I came to court yesterday, and he told me to come in, and he said that the case would get thrown out and I could go back to Michigan.
Okay. All right. So I found probable cause for your arrest. We're going to hold you no bond. Do you want the public defender to represent you? Or do you want to represent yourself, or are you going to hire somebody?
I'll just do the 45 days.
And Judge, he has 1 day prior to this incarceration.
Okay, so he's got a total of 3 days time served?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's up to you. I want to make sure that you understand. You don't have to plea out today. I want you to do so knowingly and voluntarily. I don't want you to feel coerced into pleading out to your case today. If you don't want to plea out to your case today, we can reset your court date for an arraignment date on August 9th, and we can try to figure out what's going on then.
I'll just do the 45 then.
Okay. You understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, you're giving up right to have a violation of probation hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand you're giving up right to have the state prove that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
I accept your admission. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 45 days Hernando County Jail. I give you credit for the 3 days that you have in. You'll have $50 cost of prosecution for the violation of probation and any other financial conditions that were not met for the on probation. You'll still have to meet those conditions, okay?
Okay.
All right. Dennis Dradu? I guess it's Drady. Dennis Drady. Sorry. It looks like a U at the end there. Okay, you have a failure to appear out of Pasco County. The bond on that is $1,013. We're going to keep the bond at $1,013. If you're unable to meet that bond, Pasco County is going to come get you within 5 days to figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay.
If you do meet that bond, though, you want to call up Pasco County, find out what's going on, and when your court date is, because it looks like you missed a court date over there.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
James Martin. And Mr. Martin, what's your date of birth?
6/22/1983.
All right, you're here this morning for a violation of probation. It's a no bond for driving while license suspended or revoked. It looks like you were placed on probation last year. You failed to pay your fines, and you obtained a new charge of possession of controlled substance without a prescription and possession of paraphernalia on or about July 7th of 2017, which of course violated your probation. Is there a recommendation from probation?
I didn't have that one on me, Your Honor. I apologize. I
Okay.
know you got arrested.
Okay, I have it right here. It's 30 days. The recommendation from probation is 30 days jail. Do you want to go ahead and resolve that today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, you're giving up right to go to a violation probation hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up the right to present witnesses at that hearing, and you're giving up the right to have the state prove that you violated your probation. You want to give up those rights
Yes.
in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I accept your admission. I find it's freely and voluntarily given. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 30 days Hernando County Jail. Do we know, does he just have the 2 days in?
I'm looking
Okay.
right now, Judge. I apologize.
You're going to have $50 cost of prosecution in this case that you need to pay. And I know you have at least 2 days time served. When you were originally arrested on the driving unsuspended, were you arrested or were you given a citation for a notice to appear?
Citation.
Okay. All right, so it looks like you have 2 days in. So we'll give you credit for those 2 days, okay? And the cost of incarceration. Yes, sir.
I got arrested on the 7th. Is there any way they can go back to the 7th and give me those days? Or no?
Well, you were arrested for the felony case on the 7th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's up to you guys. Okay.
I don't see why not.
All right. That involves math, though. So does that anyone want to tell me how many days he has in then?
On the 7th, and today is the 21st, so that is
14?
15 days.
15? Okay, so we'll give you credit for 15 days that you have in, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, he sentenced to 30 days with credit for 15.
Yes. And I'm not going to impose the cost of incarceration on him because it's going to be addressed in his felony case.
For some reason, I'm not connecting to the jail. I get too much other stuff going on.
Chad Palmer. Good morning, Mr. Palmer. What's your date of birth?
5/25/85.
Okay. You're here today for, the first thing I have is a driving while your license is suspended or revoked. It looks like it was a warrant from Judge Eineman. Judge Eineman found probable cause for a felony driving unsuspended. I respectfully disagree. But the bond on that is $2,000. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you, state, other than his driving record, which I have.
Okay.
So the other forcible felonies.
Let's see. Insufficient funds, we got a couple of those in 2005 and 2006. Battery, 2006, looks like that's a misdemeanor. Battery second, 2007. Domestic violence, battery, 2010. Stealing and stolen property, 2014. Burglary to a structure, 2011. Second offense, Willis, 2016. That's all I can find right now.
Okay. Well, if he has the burglary, then that would mean that
That's enforceable.
that's the forcible felony. He could have
Dwelling
the
or-
felony driving unsuspended. However, that is not anywhere in the warrant or the probable cause affidavit. But nevertheless, all right, Mr. Palmer. So there's probable cause for your arrest. I've heard your prior record. Tell me how long you've been living in Hernando County.
How long have I lived here?
Yeah.
30 years.
All right. You got a job?
I do.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Landscaper.
All right. Well, you know what? I hate to keep you awake for these first appearance hearings. I'm going to go ahead and keep your bond the same at $2,000, and we'll see you back to court on August 14th at 8:30 a.m. Alexander Passon.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. What's your date of birth?
3/13/1967.
All right. You're here today for a failure to appear. It looks like for a DUI in front of Judge Hitzman on June 29th. It looks like
Correct.
a enhanced DUI. You failed to appear at court. It looks like it was a violation of probation as well. Does probation have any?
No, I don't have anything on that.
Okay. Were you on probation for that?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Looks like
But
the
the judge
recommendation
basically
is
come in every month to prove that I'm taking care of my responsibilities.
Okay. It looks like the recommendation from probation or from the state was 120 days to resolve your case. Do you want to go ahead and take care of that today?
What's that mean? I'm sorry.
They want you to do 120 days jail. Do you want to take care of
No.
that today? Do you
No,
want to plea out to admit that you violated your probation and be sentenced to the 120 days today and get started on that now?
Oh,
No? Okay.
no.
All right. Or we're gonna. I found there's probable cause, obviously, so we're gonna keep your bond at no bond. Do you want the public defender to represent you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And we're going to see you back on court on August 9th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I get a copy?
Sure.
Kelly Stepp.
This is a warrant, right? 16 CT. I'm sorry.
Hi, Mr. Stepp, what's your date of birth?
9885.
All right, you're here this morning for 2 counts of criminal mischief. One of them a felony criminal mischief, so the bonds are $2,000 and $500. I did find probable cause for both of those. Do you want to represent yourself? Are you going to hire somebody, or you want the public defender's office?
Represent myself.
All right. All right, I'm going to ask the state attorney about your prior record. States?
Let's see, battery on law enforcement, 2009. Possession of cannabis, 2010. Possession of paraphernalia, same case. Willis, 2010. Fleeing or eluding, 2010. Battery, domestic violence, 2015. And that's all I can find right now.
Okay. Mr. Stepp, where do you live these days?
Anywhere I can.
Got a job?
Nope.
You get anyone who can bond you out?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to keep the bond the same, $2,000 and $500. We're going to see you back to court on August 14th at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Toner, representing yourself, okay?
All right.
Octavio Olivieri. Good morning, Mr. Olivieri. What's your date of birth?
June 19, 1948.
All right, you were here this morning for a felony domestic battery. Against your wife, Marian Olivieri, who's over the age of 65. I did find probable cause for that. Did you want to represent yourself? You want to hire an attorney, or do you want the public defender's office?
The public defenders.
Okay. I will provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State?
No prior record.
Okay. Well, right now, Mr. Olivieri, there's no bond on your case. Pursuant to Florida Statute 741, you're not allowed to get a bond on a domestic battery case until you come forward and see the judge in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond, but I need to put some conditions on that bond. One of those conditions is that you're going to have no contact, absolutely no contact with Miriam. Okay, which means you need to find another place to stay while this case is pending. Can you do that?
I think so.
Okay, you can't think so. You have to do it, because if you have any contact with her, you're going to violate my bond conditions, commit a new crime, and we're going to hold you no bond until you resolve all your cases. Do you understand? So I'm going to
Yes.
order that you have absolutely no contact with Miriam. Do not write her. Do not call her. Do not email her. Do not do anything on social media. Do not have anyone else write, call, or email her. Okay?
There's a problem that I got to get my medications.
Okay, you're going to have somebody else handle your medications or get your medications from her. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
But do not relay any messages to her, and do not have any contact with her. I'm also going to hold you until 4 p.m. today in case she wants to file an injunction against you. We need to know where to find you. That injunction, if she does file an injunction against you, it's a restraining order, meaning you have to stay a certain number of feet away from her house, her car, or any place she may work or go to school. So I'm going to hold you till 4 p.m. in case she wants to file that injunction against you. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. And those are the conditions of bond. I've appointed the public defender. We're going to see you back to court August 14th at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Toner, okay?
All right.
John Rozon?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rozon, what's your date of birth?
8/19/86.
Okay, you were here this morning for a retail theft charge. Looks like a felony retail theft. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or you want the public defender's office?
Speedy.
All right. Looks like you have another open case right now, 2017 MM2362 in front of Judge Hitzman. The date of offense on that was July 1st, 2017. What is that case for?
Just a petty theft.
Okay. Pretty much the same thing then, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you're entitled to a bond on this case, this felony retail theft. I'm going to keep the bond at $2,000. But what I'm going to do, Mr. Rozon, is because you were out on that charge and out in our community, either ROR or on bond, it doesn't matter, but you were out and you committed another crime. And what that means is pursuant to Florida Statute 907.041, I'm going to revoke your bond in that case. So on 2017 MM2362, your bond is revoked and you're going to be held without bond. You have a court date set in that case for August 2nd at 9 a.m. I'm going to set this one on that same date. So this one is also going to be set for August 2nd, okay?
The other charge was already committed. They just didn't. It was committed before the other one. They just didn't file it yet. They were investigating it.
I think you may be right.
What do you mean?
I think they issued the warrant after he'd already been arrested on this charge, and this is the offense date on this case.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, hold on a second, Mr. Rozon. Wait 1 second. All right. So the date of offense on this case is something different?
6/20. So this is earlier than the case he was out on bond for.
Okay, so this new one, the date of offense is 6/20. Gotcha. All right. All right, so we can't recommit you on the 2017 MM2362. Is he out on bond on that case?
I assume so, since they picked him up out of county.
Well, they picked him up in Pasco County Jail.
Oh, okay.
So
it's hard to say.
Did you bond out on that case, that first retail theft case?
Yes, ma'am.
You did bond out, and then you were picked up for something else in Pasco County?
Yes, they found probable cause for that new charge, and I was in Pasco. They gave me a warrant and picked me up on that.
Okay, so there's something else going on in Pasco.
We'll contact the Pasco ASA on that.
Okay.
If they want to do anything.
All right.
I live in Pasco.
Okay. All right. Well, nevertheless, the bond on this is still going to stay at $2,000. Okay, we're just not able to recommit you on the 2017 MM2362 case, and I'm still going to set both of these cases for August 2nd at 9 a.m. Okay?
So both my cases are going to.
Oh wait, no, I can't. You're right. That's a felony, right? Yeah. Okay. So wait a second. For your felony case, Oh, this is getting all mucked up. You need to come back to court on August 14th here at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Toner. And then you have, for your misdemeanor case, you have to be back for August 2nd at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Hitzman.
All right. I can still bond out on this charge, though, correct?
Yes, as far as I know, unless there's a hold on you somewhere for something. But you can still bond out on this charge as far as I know, okay?
I just heard you saying about a zero bond. I was just making sure.
Okay. All right. We'll see you back August 2nd and 14th. Derek Schooley. Mr. Schooley, what's your date of birth?
12/11/86.
Okay. You're here today for a grand theft case. Currently, it's no bond. It's a warrant signed by Judge Merritt indicating, it looks like you might have a DOC hold, and that's why he wants no bond on this case.
Mr. Schooley, this is the public defender. Are you done with that DOC sentence yet?
Hey, what?
Are you done with that prison sentence yet?
No, I've still got like 15 months left.
Oh, okay.
That could be why, but I guess he's here. You're here for a grand theft charge that occurred on November 29th, 2016. So you're going to take that up with Judge Merritt on August 14th, or I guess Judge Toner, August 14th at 8:30 a.m. There is probable cause for your arrest. Did you have the public defender before?
Yes.
Do you want the public defender again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, and we'll see you back to court August 14th, and we're going to keep it as no bond right now.
Your Honor, if we could move that to Judge Merritt Jr.
I thought I had it on the 8th.
There may be some co-defendants.
Okay.
My paperwork says to put it on Judge Merritt Jr.
Okay, what date is that?
August 8th.
August 8th? Okay. All right, we're going to set it for August 8th at 9 a.m. per the recommendation of the state, okay?
You just said I had co-defendants on it?
You have court August 8th.
No, co-defendants.
Oh, that was something that the state said.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything about that, okay? All right. Do we have a Raymond Downey there?
No, ma'am. We have Clint Maxwell.
Okay, we'll do Clint Maxwell.
He was asked to be added today. He was
Yes, ma'am.
found out yesterday.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Mr. Maxwell. Okay, we had you here yesterday for 2 cases of truancy for it was 2 counts, and the bond was $100 each. You weren't able to bond out for the $100?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, the state has given me ample evidence to show, which I didn't have yesterday at the first appearance. All I had yesterday is that they were claiming your kids weren't in school. And I was concerned because, it's July and my kids aren't in school either. So they did provide me ample evidence that your children have missed, I would say, most of the school year last year. And they have major concerns about your children. So I did find probable cause at this point. I know there's an issue with regard to whether they live with you or whether they live with their mom, and I get that.
They live with their mom.
But the statute is pretty clear. If you're a parent and your address is used for the school, your address is, that you have some responsibility in making sure that your children get to school. Are you working these days?
No, ma'am, not at the moment.
Okay. And he has no prior record. I think we talked about that yesterday, right?
Yeah, let's see.
Were we appointed yesterday?
Yes, you were.
Okay.
Let's see, there's a withhold on a theft in Artery 99. Another theft in 2002. Another theft in 2008. Criminal mischief in, what year is that, 2010. Stealing stolen property, same year. And another theft in 2017. And it's habitual to Willis in 2016.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Maxwell, I'm gonna keep the bonds the same for right now. They're gonna be $100 each, okay? And I've already set your court date and I've appointed the public defender. So someone from the public defender's office is gonna come out and see you real soon, okay?
Yes, ma'am. There's no way you can RR me?
I'm not gonna ROR based on your prior record. If you didn't have prior felonies on your record, then I would be willing to do that. But you do have a prior record of both misdemeanors and felonies, and I'm not willing to ROR based on that at this time. Okay, but if the public defender wants to file a bond motion, they can do that. Maybe they'll have more information for me, and maybe we can try it that way.
How much will it?
It's $200 altogether.
$200 or $100 for bond?
It's $200 bond.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Okay, did we get everyone at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have a good day.